having this bite of discussion with me, starting from my immediate left, I have a clergyman, a legal practitioner, and he is Greg Iyayi. Big thanks for coming, Greg.
Good morning, Philip. Good morning, viewers all over the world.
All right, we still have the chieftain of the APC, Barrister Gentleman Amigo, with us. Thank you for sustaining your presence.
Thank you, my brother.
And of course, simply put, the voice of the commoner, a political analyst, and he is Roy Oriwabo. Roy Oriwabo is the convener of the Concerned Edo Citizens Forum.
Thank you for having me. And good morning to Edo people and members of the whole world.
All right. So I have a habit of starting from my immediate left. So can you hit the ground rolling? Let's look at what you have as per your thoughts over the relocation of the, not really relocation, over the Edo State Election Petition Tribunal ongoing, and how it affects negatively governance in Edo State.
Well, whenever politics comes into anything, there's likely to be some slanted views. And when it comes to the tribunal, it is good there's an avenue for people to try to resolve whatever differences they have concerning the election. But again, the distraction associated with it when it comes to governance is what we're actually looking at.
All right.
Before the tribunal was relocated to Abuja, the security situation in the states was really something that gave concern.
Yes.
For those of us lawyers, to even go to high courts, indeed, you have to pray very well before you go. Yes, because that is our farm. We can't run away from it. But it wasn't easy for us during that period. As we are going, some people will even be pointing at you. I say, are you sure that is not one of the lawyers I was seeing on the side on television? To your own hearing. So it gave us room for concern. And we were a little bit relieved because it was not just in the court. All the adjoining streets around the tribunal venue, they were all heavily policed. I must commend the security agencies because if not for their vigilance and also their sacrifice, maybe there would have been breakdown of law and order. And in an atmosphere of confusion and disorderliness and insecurity, you cannot really govern. It will distract the people who are in charge of governance, it will distract the citizens, and even the people that are in charge of the tribunal, the tribunal members. It will also cause some distraction for them. I think my own take is this: INEC should do their work and remain an umpire, so that we don't have this kind of litigations, because they are very distractive and they are expensive, very expensive. I do not know whether some people are not going to dip their hands in the till, to fund the process. So these are things these are salient issues, but they are real.
Okay.
Whether there won't be any diversion or what would have been used for the populace, and then to fund the bill, because litigation is expensive.
It's expensive.
Very expensive.
Thank you very much. Well, let's take a different perspective while still focusing on what we have. Gentleman Migo, you said earlier that the governor is not being distracted. But again, do you agree that when litigations are ongoing as regards the tribunal and all that it stands for, do you agree that in a way, one way or the other, some things are left undone? Because it's not just for you as an administrator or governor of the state to touch little by little all that has to be done, but how deepened is the touch on these projects? Now, what do you see as going forward? How to make governance, at its peak, despite ongoing tribunal?
Well, definitely, when somebody is in court, he feels the pinches. He must be pinched by being in court. You don't know where it will go, to the right or to the left. You must be worried, definitely. He is worried. But he has to wait.
You agree he's worried?
Everybody is worried. I am worried. I don't want to be in opposition anymore. Everybody is worried. We are all worried.
I'm careful to take your words because you are a legal practitioner.
Yes, I am worried.
So if you say he's worried, it means he's disturbed.
He's a human being. Yes.
Okay.
It's not as if that he didn't win the election, but he doesn't know where the case will go.
And possibly this worries, this disturbance could affect him psychologically and impact on the progress of governance in Edo State.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because definitely it must affect what he's doing. I said earlier on that there are so many distractions of the young man. And he will get over it. As soon as the court pronounces the judgment and it's in his favor, then he's going to double his efforts to work and complete the areas he couldn't do before.
Okay, to gain cover a lost ground.
Exactly. Okay. He's a young man who is very anxious to develop Edo State.
Okay.
Very anxious, but he has distractions, and that is the court. But the court will come and go. Oshomole went through it. We are going through it. We will get, and at the end of it, you will know that we won the election.
Okay. Are your thoughts different, Roy?
Well, anybody at this material trial will be telling on the open that is not distracted. You know, I think that person is a liar.
Oh, really?
It's a liar. That is the issue. We must. I'm a realist. I don't pretend over issue like this. As we are talking now, they have not been able to even constitute the cabinet.
So what it means is that there's nobody that will not be distracted.
Nobody that will not be, not even a particularly based on the way and manner he saw himself as a governor. Okay. Therefore, he have not been able to constitute a parliament. You just see Donald Trump.
How does he see himself as a governor? I don't get it. What
you know,
based on the manner in which he saw himself as a governor.
The process that showed him, you know, being surrounded by lions and tigers. The records are there. It's not about me. You know what it takes to manage lions and tigers? Even my father here will agree with me. It's not easy. No. Therefore, the man have not been able to constitute a government. That is even the reason why I say I need to be very bold. As I'm talking today, do you know my local government is not being represented at the cabinet? My mother is not being represented at the cabinet. Is that not an issue of concern to me? My wife is not being represented at the cabinet. It's an issue of concern to me that how do you have a governor who decided to be running a government that cannot be defined by any idea of philosophy? The man is totally, governance in Edo State is on holiday as of today. A situation where the deputy governor is running to tribunal, he had to fly down, the governor will be in Abuja, mobilizing people, calling the senators, calling who you know, help me to come to tribunal. The man is distracted, and they don't win the Edo people who are suffering. As I'm talking to them, the local government have not been paid, no salary. Pensioners, no salary. Traditional rulers, their allowance, nothing. Is that not an issue?
Rehabilitation of roads ongoing.
Projects
ongoing.
Any road you see that is going is the road that was in issue, contracted out by the former governor. He has not been able to initiate any road. That is not the truth.
Are you saying what we are saying in terms of rehabilitation of roads is a continuation of what was contracted by the previous? Are you saying that by this that there's no impact of the present administration on the extension of this project?
I am telling you now that governor is on holiday in Edo State. Let us not politicalize it. I'm personally
that's an indictment, but as the pendulum swings to I want him to react to it.
No, he will react. I love my father because he have demonstrated the name gentleman, and he continued to maintain. He's a man. Any morning I wake up.
I hope you are not trying to bribe him.
No, I don't know, because his consistency. His consistency is an issue. I was very small when I know about gentleman Migo. I think one musician I used it to see those. Since then I started following him until I met him. The first day I met him, I was on my knee. He had demonstrated that consistency. It's not about politics. We'll be here. We'll tell you that APC is not doing well at the federal. This man have the ability to. When the party is on, he will say it. He's not a hungry man. He's a man of all need to be respected. But the real issue is that not the governor of Edo State as of today, I'm the convener of Edo Citizens Forum. I've written to him so that he has not replied me. On the constitution that we have to tell him this is what you're supposed to do. It's about Edo people. It's not about me. As of today, governors is on holiday in Edo State. Nobody should pretend about it. The man is fidgeting and panicking over the tribunal issue. Therefore, we must agree What he needs is advice. He's a human being. As my father says, he's a human being. And anybody who is under this process needs to be very bothered. Is there anything you can celebrate in Edo today now? There's nothing. Very just like yesterday, I was in one village, Igworiahi. I saw the high level of traffic. I said, what happened? They told me that some persons who are working, collecting revenue on behalf of the government, I think that was a flanker that the road is choked up. Is that the kind of government we want to have in 21st century? The man's brother. And these are as a result of the lions and tiger who are on top of their job. We must be very, but I'm paying my dues in this town, and I should be able to look at the governor on his face, and I will be able to tell you the difference between you and me is opportunity. If I was there, that I would be the governor. Therefore, it's not thing we should do. Those states, as of today, there is no governor. It's business supervising project that was initiated by the governor. He can do more better. I'm an Eastern person. I'm one of those who supported the Eastern agenda. You remember how we were moving for Eastern agenda. Therefore, he must not take it. Do you know that Modopo, as the governor of Edo State, do you know he's serving, the year he's serving now is going to serve. He's serving for the whole Edo people. People like me who have an ambition to be governor, is going to reduce my aspiration. But it's not, yes, I'm telling you, he's reducing everything. If he finish his tenure, calculate what I'll be. My 40, I'm negotiating 50 now. Therefore, you calculate before you come to now. Therefore, he must utilize this process well. He must utilize this opportunity that be given to him well. The way he started now, he's forgetting.
Okay, thank you, Roy. It's common in the practice of Royal Riverboat to make you, to provoke your thoughts, to react, to spark reactions from the viewers, and of course, even the co-discussants. And so, you're going to be pouring your calls at us, listeners on independent radio and distinguished viewers of independent television. We value you. What are your thoughts? Quickly, a number will be riding on the screen, and I will be verbalizing that to our listeners on independent radio for you to quickly join, as we also expect calls from our viewers. Let's look at the way forward, how to close in the gap. We need a bridge in order to make sure that while tribunal is going on, governance does not suffer. What do you prescribe or what do you pop up as a remedy?
There should be a proper constitution of the State Executive Council. So if there are ministries where you don't have commissioners yet, forward names to a House of Assembly, and then let there be commissioners. At least if there are commissioners in each of the ministries, they would be doing some of the job, because the commissioners are actually there carrying out the job on behalf of the governor. So that will reduce the load that is upon him. If there are boards that have not been constituted, constitute them. It doesn't matter wherever the result at the tribunal goes, because we certainly know that this matter is going to drag on to the Supreme Court, whichever way the judgment of the tribunal goes. And that's going to take some time. We might be talking of 1 year.
Wow.
Honestly, because these cases, they do not actually take the kind of short time that many people are expecting.
But I was thinking that by the provisions of the Constitution, there's a time frame.
Of course.
Yes. For which all the litigations should end, even at the level of the Supreme Court. Is it up to a year?
There is a time frame.
Okay.
It's 6 months.
But sometimes there can be exceptions. Nobody envisaged the issue of relocation.
Okay.
So it's not, the days that were used for relocation are not going to be calculated into the sitting period of the tribunal.
There was nothing, the relocation did not affect anything.
What I'm saying, you have a certain number of witnesses that are to appear at the tribunal.
Yes.
The day the relocation was announced, that the day between those periods, there can't be any sitting.
And there could also be some technicalities.
There can be technicalities
that can be used to, deplete some of the days or months.
Pray that there should be no security challenges.
Exactly.
That will necessitate, abrupt adjournments. So these are the things that one has to look at, and there's no how, at least, a large chunk of the first 1 year will not be taken away in all these litigations from tribunal. We are just at the tribunal level. From here, it will go to
Appeal court.
appeal court. From appeal court, it will go to Supreme Court.
No, it's supposed to end in appeal court, unless, of course, there are areas about the law interpretation. They want to take that one to Supreme Court.
There's hardly anyone that has ended.
In the appeal, in this appeal court.
Yes, because definitely they will say there are issues of law.
That's
you know,
right.
that,
Interpretation
so
Which means justice delivery is still on trial. That's what it means. Because
yes.
if it's supposed to end on at the appeal court, but it finally ends at the Supreme Court, it means that there are issues as a result of not accepting the judgments made so far, which also puts on trial justice.
One side will always tell you that they have some grounds
That's right.
on which they want to go to the Supreme Court. So that's what I'm urging.
Okay, I'll pause you quickly. Let's take this caller.
Good morning, Brother Phil.
Good morning, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is automatically for World Motor Paper.
Take it easy. I didn't get your name. This one. Hey, don't rush. Take it easy. Don't rush, please. What's your name? Huh?
Ultima the Great.
Ultima the Great. All right. Ventilate.
Hold on, sir.
Thank you.
For me, there is no justification for this tariff increment again. I tell the truth, my brother. I don't know everything increase. Fuel increment, electricity increment. Then telecommunication again. They should work on their network. Not increment. And you know, our internet are not seeing this as anything. Because they are not paying for all this recharge card. We are the ones that are paying for them. But network providers are getting their card free. That's why they don't want. Who wants to talk for us, my brother? Who wants to defend us again? Because the elections are not talking. Our elections are not talking. And those that we speak for, they are not talking. Nigeria local governments are just fighting like all. Can they go fight at all? What have we done? Is it a threat to be in Nigeria? Who is ever from this government? We are dying, my brother. Every day, we are not happy. They should not increase anything again. They are putting more into our face. Very, very bad.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ultima the Great.
What is it?
Thank you, Ultima the Great. I share in your thoughts. I share your thoughts.
Very angry.
Ultima the Great from Uwelo is making reactions as regards the NLC, as regards the telecom tariff increase. Yes. Well, you had the floor before I'll come to you, but let him round up on his remarks.
Well, so I would expect that political appointments should be made. Okay. Vacancies should be filled. And let those political appointees be doing the job. While the governor, I know that, like I have been rightly said, much of his energy will be diverted because we are talking of survivor. It's a battle of survivor. As long as those cases are in any court, whether tribunal, appeal court, Supreme Court, the governor is not going to be fully settled. So let the commissioners, let the board members constitute the boards, let them be doing their work.
Okay.